All right, we're here. Let me know if redirect worked. It should have worked. And we're going to get... We made a little bit of money yesterday. I'm going to try to do it again today. Wish me luck. Did redirect work? I think it did, right? Looks like it did. Again, we made a little bit yesterday. We're going to try to make it back today. All right, good. Again, here's the NASDAQ. Good. Hey, what's up, Tiny? There we go. We got everybody here. All right, guys, we're going to get ready to day trade live. Let me get the music up so you guys can hear the music. Trying to see if... No, I got to make my... Trying to see where I should put my, I guess we could do it like this. There we go. How's that? Is that good? Yeah, there we go. Core PCE. We got the economic release. We usually have one that's like, watch us day trade live on stream. I don't know what happened to my banners. GDP, earnings. There it is. All right, guys. I'm going to buy this dip. We're going to start to take a couple positions here in futures. Small positions. Goal is to build up a cushion first. And we'll see what happens. We're flat. Are you bullish or bearish on the NQ for market open, chat? Let me know what you guys think. We're slightly up here. Goal is to build up a small cushion. We're right around a big milestone support level. And so we're going to see if we can hold that. I'm also going to put just 2 charts up. NVIDIA. And let me raise this a little bit so it puts it up for you. And the SPY. Now we're down a little bit. I will add some to this position. It's a micro position. So we're in 6 contracts. Goal is to get a little bounce. We made hundreds yesterday, so we're okay so far. PCE data did drop. PCE data came in higher than expected, slightly higher. We're flat. Yeah, we're completely neutral in this trade. We're just playing around with it early in pre-market. Goal is to build up a cushion of a couple $100 so we can take a larger swing at the open. I don't mind taking a little risk here, but we kind of keep seeming to bounce there. The interesting part is that PCE data did show up higher than expected, so if there is a directional bias, it's probably downside for me, just because PCE data was hot and weak, showing higher inflation pressures. Now, what that means for potential rate cuts, I don't know. I hope it means we don't cut rates, but yeah, I'm out of this. That's a big drop. So we lost $50. It's okay. Yeah, we're monetized. Now, we might play again with this, but we're going to try to let things settle. I like the support level right here. We do have a big support, but... And again, we're kind of trading on the cushion we built yesterday. Yeah, please don't spam, UG. Amazon, I like long-term. Short-term PE ratio is a little high, but it has had a really large pullback. You know, Amazon pulling back about 10% as well. Amazon was at $200 back at the beginning of this month. It is now at 180s. So it's down 10% roughly from 200 down to 180 is a 10% decrease in price. Now, whether that is enough to buy this dip, I don't know. I bought in a couple other things as well, but I think I got to let just long-term momentum. We're up hundreds on the day right now, which is nice. We made a little bit day trading also. I'm gonna switch to a one contract of the regular NASDAQ here. There's one. This is taking too long, so I don't mind buying this dip. See if we get a pop. There's 40, 45. All right, so we basically just made all our money back. You can kind of see the difference in the NASDAQ versus the micro. Yeah, let me do a poll here, chat. Day trading, are you red or green on the week? Or here, actually, we'll do the same poll. Are you bullish or bearish for market open today? All right, so that's a good poll. Vote on the poll, bull, bear for market open. We did get a little pop. We're flat on the day right now. We're down like a couple bucks. The problem with micros is that commissions run up. So here's my day. The problem with micros, again, is that commissions run up way too much. We did get a little pop, a little bounce. All right, so we got a little pop. Let me look at what the sentiment is in chat here. Bearish, bearish. What do you think about Bitcoin chart? Bitcoin, almost up to 70K today. I think Bitcoin's been mostly sideways though, so it's harder to predict. But Bitcoin has been surging up. If we pull up Bitcoin here, Bitcoin up to 68,000. So getting close to lifetime highs. Lifetime highs for a bit are at 74.5, 75K roughly, depending on where you look. But we'll see. You know, there's a lot of low volume everywhere in markets. So big red candle here. We bought this in the regular E-mini futures. I want to see if it retraces back up. Flat, green, 25. Got a little cushion. Now we're back to red. We're buying the bottom of the range. I just want to see if we can get a couple bucks. All right, so there we go. So we just scalped it. Now we're up a little bit on the day trading the micros. So we got a little cushion here trading futures. Yeah, mobile is okay. I wouldn't day trade mobily though, like Sam says. I think that's just really risky. It's hard to, like, I know I've tried to day trade mobily before when I was like a brand new trader. What I would always run into is like, you know, sometimes you have to get out ASAP, right? And you can always mark it out, which is fine. But with mobile, it's harder to get through. It's obviously less efficient in terms of speed. And so, yeah, it's just risky. I wouldn't do it personally. Am I still in the SPY? Did I forget to cut my position? Oh, I am. Nice. Okay. I'm still in a couple shares of the SPY here. I forgot. I'm going to cut. I'm short. All right, so we just cut, you know, another piece of the position, but we're very green on the SPY trade, which is good. All right, guys. When in doubt, stay out. Yeah. All right, chat. All right, guys, if you haven't already, check out Apex. Apex is a funded account program and day trading. So this is what I'm trading on. This is a 50K funded account on Apex. And Apex gives you a demo. They test your skill with a demo first. If you pass the test with a demo, they fund you the same amount with a regular account, between 25K up to 300K with a 90% split. And they pay out millions. They fund thousands of traders every year. They pay out millions in actual withdrawals. Apex is one of the most legit. You can kind of see if I scroll up here, they've paid out over 240 million. I thought it might have been over 250, but over 240 million since 2022. They pay out over 13 million a month on average. And again, what they do is they give you a demo. If you use my coupon code and link, you're going to get it the cheapest. It's at 35 bucks if you use my link, roughly, plus tax, right? So you can get the 25K challenge, where they give you a 25K demo. If you make 1,500 without losing 1,500 first and following their rules, they fund you 25K with a 90% split. It also comes with real-time data. And say you wanted to get real-time data in a paper account, it's going to cost about the same, about 35 bucks, right? So again, the value is there. You could also, for the same price, 35, 40 bucks, get the 150, 250, and 300K challenges, where if you pass these, you get hundreds of thousands in funding. And again, in all the funded accounts, there's a 90% split, and you get to keep your first like 25K in profit. You know, it's really cool because you can also see the payouts that they're processing here. Like if I go to the payout page on Apex, I think the Apex payout page is down. I know they're rebuilding their site, but the point is they pay out millions. If you want to check it out, here's the link. A great way to help support your boy here on this channel. You can use my coupon code, always gets the max discount. There's the link. Will you be live for Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index and the 5-year inflation? Yes. Yeah, we're going to be live. So we're definitely going to be watching that for sure. We'll see how much of an influence it has, though. Are you still short the SPY? Yes. We took a little bit more profit off of it, but yeah, we're still short. You know, I'm in Southwest. I don't know what I want to do with this one. Go bit gamma squeeze on Boeing. Yeah, I mean, I invested in Boeing when it originally dipped. Let me mute this real quick. So I'm gonna mute this background here. Y'all can hear the music, right? I just want to make sure you guys can hear the music. Also, I'm gonna mute the background. Pawn's sending me something. Hmm. Sorry, I wanted to unmute the music. Uh, yeah. Yeah, so again, we got the opening bell coming soon. I'm actually finally green on Google here, so I am finally green on Google. We bought a lot of stuff up yesterday in stocks. Michigan consumer sentiment's at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so in about 40 minutes, give or take 40 minutes. We need one more subscriber to hit 143,000. Chad, hit the sub button. Should I put it in sub only mode? I think I probably should, right? Yeah, I mean, those are usually what I buy. He said, I love how Google beats expectations, has better than expected earnings, and then falls. But that's usually when I'm liking to buy stuff up, to be honest. PCE came in a little bit hot, I would say. A little bit higher than expected. Not a ton higher, but still. Yeah, so CRWD, I appreciate it, YT. Let me see if it reflected. Honestly, ever since that CrowdStrike thing, everything's been negatively impacted by it. You'd be surprised at how much stuff has been impacted by that CrowdStrike thing. Like a lot of people talking about views being down, like internet wide. So yeah. Internet wide views are down. I'm still short in the SPY, and we're still making money in that regard here. Tesla up a lot too. So Tesla all the way up to 223s again today. So they're coming back. All right, so my portfolio is still up about 30%. The market really hasn't moved. Honestly, it's super interesting because PCE showed up, and we had one of the most underwhelming responses to PCE data that I've seen in years, to be honest. Where is your P&L on screen? My P&L is right here for futures. If you want to see my P&L for stocks, I mean, I could show it to you, but we're trading futures right now. So it's going back and forth. Here's my P&L in stocks. It's 292 something currently. Ouch, dude. So my headphones worked well all morning, and now they're moving kind of weird. I gotta swap them out. Yeah, so there's my P&L for futures on screen. We are getting a little pop-up. Again, NVIDIA is really what's influencing this whole market. So here's NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA's at 115s. So NVIDIA is really kind of what's moving everything, to be fair. Big bounce back up. I'm going to switch this out so that my headphones pick up the new music because we swapped them. There we go. Is that better? Alright, so y'all can hear the music, correct? You should be able to now. I think I fixed it. So can y'all hear the music? Alright, guys, we got 7 minutes left until the market opens. NVIDIA seems to be testing the VWAP 200 EMA. Might be a time to buy, but I don't know. We'll see. Music's good. Okay, cool. Music worked the whole time. It might have stopped for a second, I think. I'm playing because volume is so low. Yeah, the whole market's down a lot, man. Volume's low everywhere. Even like look. So here's the SPY. I showed this earlier. If we make the screen bigger, so we can kind of look at the long-term volume, right? Like, let me pull this up. So here's a yearly chart, volume-wise, right? So like, look at the volume decrease that we've gotten. Like here's 52 weeks ago. Volume in the stock market, in the SPY, in the S&P has gone like that, right? If we look at everything, the volume's that. If we look at the Dow, I wonder if the Dow, I'm sure the Russell, like stuff like RTY is probably a little bit different. Yeah, so the Russell has actually had the opposite effect, where blue chips and the index funds have gone down in volume. The Russell has had a slight bounce, though, in volume. If we look at, say, if we look at the Dow, right? What's the Dow symbol? Yeah, so if we look at the Dow's actually been kind of gaining value. If we look at a weekly chart is when you really start to see it, though. So like a weekly chart on the S&P. Like we have the lowest volume on the S&P right now that we've had in 10 years. Like, look at this. Look at that. Look at the volume. Now, I don't know if this is from like crypto maybe or emerging markets or whatever, but like, look at that volume decrease. So we're right now in the lowest volume period over the last decade. So this is 9 years ago here. 9 years ago. That's where we are now, volume-wise. So volume everywhere is down big. You know, it's down a lot. In all these different markets too. So I would just be very careful, chat. Low volume in the S&P. How does that play out today? I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see. Volume for a lot of stuff is down. All right, NVIDIA at 115.30s. All right, NASDAQ starting to bounce up a little bit as well. Let's get some low limit buys. Yeah, the whole market's down. Next week should hopefully bring some attention back. Like maybe the rate decisions scaring people. You know, I don't. The only thing I can think of right now though is like I don't think I'm gonna be looking to long a lot of stuff. I think I'm gonna be looking to either short or attack choppy, small range trends. You know, I'm gonna put Nvidia chart up. Like even Nvidia volume is down a lot. I know I'll put both of these up, but like we'll put there's Nvidia. I'll put the S&P right here. And then we could put like Nvidia's regular minute chart up. Nvidia pushing up to break highs though, so maybe we do get bullish action. I know the market's down a lot over the last like 3.5, 4 weeks. I changed it on Scream Cow. I just made it bigger. Since this is a day trading dedicated stream, I just made my camera bigger so that because we're focusing more on day trading. Yeah, Tesla. Is Tesla volume light too? Tesla just dumped down from $3 a share, from 224s down to 221s in about 2 minutes, which is like not a small percentage. That's a over 1% drop in 2 minutes. I'm wondering if this is going to drag the market down. Nvidia's pushing up though, so Nvidia's up, Tesla's down. Yeah, I mean it is the summer slump and the summer dull months. So maybe that is negatively impacting thing. Look at Nvidia run though. Nvidia testing highs here. Tesla just like look at Tesla here. We got 1 minute until the market opens, chat. So be ready. But here's Tesla. Tesla just fell over 1% in the last 2 minutes. Look at this big drop all the way down to the previous close. AMD's down too. Apple. Alright, there's the SPY. SPY's not really following it much. The NASDAQ's heavily weighted with tech though, so we'll see what that looks like. But turn my mic up. I'm guessing this is higher. I don't know if it got better just now. If it did, great, let me know. But yeah, I don't know if it got better or worse just now. We got 30 seconds, chat. 30 seconds. Yeah, Microsoft slumped too. Alright guys, so there's the opening bell. So far the market has slumped, which is kind of what I said. I was looking for bearish or choppy action today leading into this. I'm going to let the opening bell play out, especially since we're trading regular NASDAQ positions. Although my portfolio is actually green from the open, which is more interesting here. I guess I'm short in the SPY. Oh yeah, I am short the SPY. I forgot. Okay, cool. I'll cover a little bit of that position at the open. Alright, we just cut a little bit of it. Alright, so we're SPY's still dropping some here. I might get ready to buy the dip, but I am going to let the first at least 5 minutes play out. We are short in the actual SPY position in our equities portfolio. I'm going to cover a little bit more at these lows and then see what happens now. Snowflake's still pretty good. Shopify almost green. Oh wow, I'm actually very green on Meta. What happened with Meta, chat? Wow, I didn't even see Meta. Yeah, I'm gonna sell. So I'm here. Lock it in. I didn't even see Meta running up. Again, I'm letting the open bell play. Southwest, I'm still in. I'm in Microsoft as well, but I'm mostly flat on the day there. We're down a little bit yesterday on it though. Etsy, we're in Etsy. We're green on the day there too. Disney, we're green on the day there too. All right, look at that big retracement candle back up. Would each state having its own currency help against inflation and national federal overprinting? Maybe, but I think that's a huge change. It's just not going to happen, regardless of whether it would or not. Big retracement candle back down. SPY's turned all the way back up, so I'll probably cut the rest of this SPY trade since I'm green in it now. Hey baby, the market just opened. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and cover most of our SPY position here. Just get out of the day trade, and we'll take any other day trades on the E-mini or the NASDAQ futures instead of equities. Love you. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, so we basically filled the gap on the downside. Alright, so we're long. Alright, so we just scalped that move very quickly. We're up 125 on the day, or on in the regular NASDAQ. So we're up about 75 bucks on the day here. That was our first trade after the opening bell, and it's still not quite 5 minutes, so I'm not holding that long at all. Alright, so look at this huge red candle here, another big red candle. I'm gonna buy this dip again. Boom, just made another $100 buying this big overextended dip. We're now up about $200 on the day in futures. We're gonna keep trying to scalp it. It's still early, so I'm not really trying to trade super large here. Google was down a lot. Might actually add to that position though. Yeah, Nvidia down since the opening bell some. And like I told you guys before the open, I was bearish for the opening bell. The reason I was bearish is because we had rebounded so much and inflation data came in hot. And so I think sometimes, like a lot of people look at PCE's report, right? And we covered this in our other stream. But they look at PCE and they think like, okay, it drops at 8:30. And they think immediately after 8:30, if it's high, if PCE's high, the market's going to go down. And if PCE's low, the market's going to go up immediately at 8:30. But generally speaking, there's a delayed response, right? So instead, PCE will come out at 8:30. They always say it is like the first move is the wrong move. And so in this case, PCE came out and we kind of just went sideways, right? Which may be what? After the bell, short biased. Why? Because PCE was higher than expected. Market's up a lot overnight. And so the likelihood that we would go back down is high, if that makes sense, right? So that's why I basically was able to say, hey, before the opening bell, I'm looking to attack choppy or short-based strategies, even though I went long buying this dip. But again, we kind of called the opening bell short profit taking. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Rate cuts are bad for the market now. I've been thinking they were bad consistently. There's an argument that they're bad for the market now, and the argument is because inflation data came in high, right? If inflation data is higher than expected, it means rate cuts are probably going to exacerbate that problem and make the problem worse, because lower rates equals more inflation. And so if inflation's not really under control, then, you know, rate cuts are bad in that regard, right? All right, so the SPY is actually rebounding all the way back up. NVIDIA is what the whole market, if you guys listen to what I said yesterday, the whole market follows NVIDIA mostly. And so when you look at a chart, especially if you're watching like the NASDAQ, which is super tech heavy, if NVIDIA does anything that signals optimism, like breaking over some levels, you're usually going to get a following move in the NASDAQ or the S&P. And so now that we had the opening weakness that we wanted, we're going to look to see what NVIDIA does. If NVIDIA rejects at the VWAP, we will short. I might switch to the micro for now since we're already up a bunch. Whoa, what have I just done? There we go. All right. We're in 2 contracts short of the NASDAQ here. We're watching NVIDIA very closely though. Like if NVIDIA dumps, it's good for me here. If NVIDIA rips up, it's bad for me here. So basically flat. So we're green now. Alright, so we just scalped that. So yeah, we're up like 210, 215 on the day. Shorting into this big bounce. And again, the reason we shorted is because if we zoom in on NVIDIA, the volume weighted average price is right here. If NVIDIA rejects and comes back down under it, like if it starts to break and then comes back down and tests it, that's a less optimistic look, and so we might get a rejection there. Trying to judge super short-term price action though is super iffy, so it's just probabilities, right, is what we're looking at. Sometimes it's just variance, sometimes we're just lucky, which I think is kind of today. As much as I'd like to brag and act like I caught everything, I think I'm probably just a little bit lucky today. My equities portfolio is up a lot too though, so that's nice. GameStop. Where did GameStop close? I know it started to push up yesterday. So GameStop at 24.50s. Green day yesterday too. So we'll see if that means more strength. Rate adjustments do have a delayed reaction. So rate cuts typically take about a year to become like influence the market. Why? Because when the Federal Reserve cuts interest rates, they are cutting short-term interest rates. And so for short-term rates to trickle into long-term rates, it takes time. It's not going to be immediately. And so with that, you know, we do have a lag from rate cuts, short-term to long-term. To where like we're going to have a lag from when rate cuts help the market. When short-term rates are cut, how long it takes for them to trickle into long-term rates like mortgages or you know, auto financing or whatever is going to take time. Hey, what's up, Tiny? Thank you. Have a great weekend. Michigan, the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index is going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's expected at 66 for July. Last time it was 66 as well, though. All right, so we're testing the bottom of this range. Again, same concept. In a nutshell, you could watch NVIDIA to see what the market's going to do. Why is the market testing lows? One of the reasons is because NVIDIA just broke. It was over the volume weighted average price. It dumped underneath it, and now it's back underneath it. Right? If it gets back up here, the market might bounce at these lows like this, you know. But if it stays underneath the VWAP and especially like rejects it and comes back down, the market might kind of, you know. And so we're waiting here. Hey, what's up, Jay? Hey, thanks, bro. And again, there goes Nvidia rejecting the VWAP, and there goes the market. We don't know yet, though. Again, like I said at the open this morning, I'm betting on either choppiness today or bearish action. Yeah, Google's down for sure. All right, guys. So yeah, again, Nvidia going back up. Kind of a choppy market right now. I don't see much going on. All right, so a huge retracement all the way back up here. GameStop back up over VWAP as well. Google starting to bounce up a little bit too, and my portfolio has bounced over just the last like 2 minutes. Mostly driven by rebounds and a lot of blue chip stocks in the NASDAQ here. There we go. That's looking better though, at least in my account. Yeah, I'm not a big political guy though, YT. Like, I don't really touch on politics in any way. All right, so we're back up here. SPY's testing the top of that range. Nvidia's coming right back down though. So again, what I'm really seeing is choppy action. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm really neutral politically. I understand if I spoke politics, I could probably get more views, you know. But like the issue with that is that, to be honest, and I think people can probably tell this, if I was honest, both sides would hate me, right? I'm very neutral, moderate, go by policy, dislike the whole realm of politics and arguments. I'm not one of those people that roots for my political side like it's my football team. I think most of the people are just bored, and so they get wrapped up in stuff. But I'm not one of those people. I just take I take it completely neutral, and I'm certainly not going to even mention anything like that. You know. All right, Nvidia coming down. The SPY's kind of moving up a little bit though. Yeah, but again, you're taking what I'm saying out of context and acting like I don't ever talk about it at all. I'll mention if it's directly related to the market, sure, but I'm not going to root for either side, you know. All right, so again, here we go. Nvidia coming right back down. What's the NASDAQ doing? It's coming right back down. All right, so here goes Nvidia dumping down, and then here goes the S&P and the Nasdaq falling back down with it. Trade options occasionally. Yep, there's the red action. So again, I was right about the opening bell. We still got 13 minutes until the Michigan sentiment data comes out, though. Alright, so here goes Nvidia really dumping. This will probably drag the market and the Nasdaq down even more. Let's see. And there we go. This is really predictable, guys. Like, once you understand the correlation of Nvidia in the market itself, then you can kind of start to see this stuff. Nvidia getting a little small bounce. Here's a small retracement. When the whole market watches microchips instead of like a lot of people could argue that Nvidia is kind of like the... Like, it used to be Apple. Apple used to move the market like this, where Apple would go up or down big and the market would follow it. It's no longer Apple that does this. It's Nvidia now. And Nvidia, biggest mover of markets, without question, by far the biggest mover of markets. Yeah, it depends on, like, I don't know. Yeah, for sure. I try to be objective, Faye. I really do. Now, some people, like, again, you got some people that it's an election year, and so emotions run high and people push for both sides. I just try to stay out of it. All right, so Nvidia is still testing lows. Market's breaking down. All right, so we're going to buy this dip. 2 contracts here, keep it small. Not gonna add to it though. See if we could retrace back up, but a lot of it's based off of like Nvidia too. Down a relatively small amount, down like 20 bucks. Now I'm down like, yeah, about 20 bucks. It's all relative to what Nvidia does, and Nvidia is starting to flush down. The previous closing price for Nvidia is down there, though. So maybe that'll add some support. There we go. All right, we just took half off. We protected the account. We're now back almost flat on the day. We're up 230, so we did end up making money there. We just had to be patient. We did retrace pretty fast. My accuracy rate's got to be pretty high today. Let's see what my accuracy rate is. Hold on, chat. Let me see. It's got to be pretty high today, especially in futures. I've kind of got the hang of it. Like, honestly, I covered pre-market sessions so much that I wasn't used to day trading the open, and so I got a little overzealous the first part of this week as I started attacking the open a little bit more. But I've since kind of corrected myself back down to earth a little bit, and you know, the way I trade the opening bell has gotten a little bit better. Indexes are down about 10% from highs. A reef, you know, crash is going to be called about 25%. So we still need over double the move that we've had for this to be considered a crash, and it usually needs to happen like very quickly. So my accuracy rate today is 81%. You'll love to see it. So here's my trades today, chat, in futures, and this is on a 50K funded account. You know, my only problem is that I'm holding my losing trades longer than my winning trades. It's probably my biggest problem. So again, we're up net 205 on the day. 82% accuracy roughly is what I'm looking at today. So not the worst, not the best, but doing all right. Job numbers yesterday, yeah. And again, if you want to check out Apex, this is who I'm using for, this is a 50K funded account on Apex. Apex gives you a demo, and they test your skill with a demo account first. If you pass the test with a demo, they fund you with a regular account. You know, you can get accounts from 25K. This is a 50K account. It's about 45 bucks if you use my coupon code and link to try yourself out. To get funded here, I had to make 3K without losing 2,500 first, so pretty reasonable, almost 1-to-1 ratio there. Comes with real-time data as well, so that's going to cost about the same, 35-40 bucks a month. So the value is there, but if you pass it, you get 50K in funding with a 90% split. If you lose, you're out 40 bucks. It's not the end of the world, and it's a lot cheaper. Most day traders lose thousands when they first get started, so this is one of the ways I think you should limit your risk. This is something I wish I had in the beginning, and again, to be fair, I think most day traders will lose here as well, because most day traders just in general lose, right? But it's a lot cheaper to lose here. They've paid out $240+ million to their traders since 2022. They pay out an average of $13 million a month to their traders since 2023 January. So again, if you want to check them out, they are a sponsor of mine though. They pay me money. I'm biased. You want to confirm all of this stuff with them, they pay me money, so of course I'm biased in their favor. I always try to be honest and transparent about that. Understand CFTC 4.41 hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. I also do trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades, anything like that. Top 3 worst trader of all time in the world. But yeah, Michigan consumer sentiment data coming out soon. So Meta's facing a looming antitrust fine. And my portfolio is still really nicely green. All right, big retracement. Again, NVIDIA is still slightly green on the day, but definitely down here. Definitely top 3. Let me check this out. Have I lost weight? No. Like, I'm probably like 175 pounds right now. If anything, I probably gained weight over the last few days. Like, I'm not really super, like weight-wise, probably about the same. I don't think I've lost weight at least. All right, so market's bouncing back a little bit. Can you just ignore good faith violations if you have 25K in your account? If it's a margin account, Robert. It has to be a margin account, I'm pretty sure. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. So we're in Tesla. Is it going up? Tesla's about flat on the day too. Again, it's kind of a choppy day after PCE data, which is interesting. What might be going on right now is we have Michigan consumer sentiment data. So Michigan consumer sentiment data comes out in about 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes. Maybe the whole market's waiting for that. It's expected at, again, 66. I'm not sure what it's going to show up as, but it's expected at 66. So yeah, so it's expected at 66. Last time it showed up at 68.2 or so. I don't know why they say last time it showed up at 66. It didn't. Last time it showed up at like 68.2 or something. But again, that drops in a couple minutes. It's not a huge release. This is not like the big release. Next week's the biggest week of the whole month, I would say. FOMC decision, multiple huge earnings, like 4 or 5 major earnings plays, the JOLTS report, non-farm payrolls, unemployment. It's all kind of next week, chat. So be ready. You sticking with Tesla after those earnings? I mean, I've bid it. My average price on Tesla is 170s. It was 140s prior to taking a little bit of profit. I took some profit on it. My position's not huge. It's very small, but it's long term. And so, yeah, I'm gonna stick with it just because it's a long-term position. Anyways, watch NVIDIA today. That's a big thing to watch. We got a couple minutes left, about 3 minutes left until consumer sentiment comes out. GameStop's another thing to watch today too. You think long-term things will get better with robotaxis? I think FSD. So again, I've said this, my thesis on this a lot before, but I think in 10 years, I think in the future, cars are going to drive themselves. I think we're still going to have some drivers on the road, but most cars are going to drive themselves. And I think once people see self-driving cars, FSD, more and more people are going to use it. It's going to snowball. And so I think that is the future, you know. Like my daughter was worrying about parallel parking. I told her in the future, you're probably not going to even need to parallel park it yourself, right? Your car is probably going to do it for you. So with all that said, the overarching point is FSD is the future. Self-driving vehicles, robotaxis, etc. are the future. If that's true, and again, that's a big if, I might be wrong. And if Tesla's smart, they'll stay on the front of that. And if they are on the front of it, outside of their cars or anything like that, they're going to make tons of money doing that. If they stay in the front of it, if Elon can be less outspoken politically. But I think if he gets too bad, they're just going to make somebody else CEO as well. Either way, I think Tesla's a long-term hold for me in that regard. But I might be wrong, and maybe I am wrong, and maybe Tesla fails or whatever. I don't know. But I'm holding it long-term because of that. All right, guys, here goes the Michigan consumer sentiment data. We got 1 minute left. So a big bounce back in the NASDAQ here. Here goes the report. We got 30 seconds before the Michigan consumer sentiment data and expectations drops. We'll see what that thing looks like. $20 seconds. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream. We're ready here with the report for you. And here we go. Here's the report. Again, 66 is what's expected for consumer sentiment for July. It is at 66.4, higher than expected Michigan consumer sentiment data. Higher than expected consumer sentiment data, 66.4 versus 66. Current conditions was actually lower than expected. Consumer expectations were higher than expected. Inflation expectations were actually either as expected for 1 year and a little bit over expected for 5 year. But again, the higher consumer sentiment data is making the market push up a little bit short term. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's going to hold. Again, sometimes the first move can and will be the wrong move. But yeah, we'll see. Again, I'm almost up $400 in the day now. Driven by Salesforce, Microsoft, Snowflake, T-Bill, Target, MU, Meta, Home Depot, GameStop, Disney. So a lot of bounce backs today and some stuff. We'll see if it holds. SPY breaks. SPY's now testing the high of the day here. But again, consumer sentiment data helping the market, it looks like some. Again, we're already up, just to put this in perspective, we're up $230 on the day, about $200 net. SPY moving up, NVIDIA testing this big level here. I'm going to take one contract here and then maybe add a little bit more. There's two contracts just because I think, and we'll cut it really quick too. because I think if Nvidia rejects this big milestone 200 EMA VWAP level, we could get a big pullback. There we go. All right, so we were right with that position. So we just made off of like 1-2 contracts, 30 bucks, 40 bucks. So now we're probably up about 240, 250 net on the day. I'll have to look and see what I'm up. Let me see. So yeah, we're up 240 net on the day now. So I will take it. Again, Nvidia rejected this level. It doesn't mean it's not going to hold, but I think like the likelihood that we're going to get big correctional moves is higher. And look, there goes Nvidia here as well, testing the VWAP 200 EMA. If you don't know about the VWAP fade day trading strategy, I have a lot of content about the VWAP, a lot of courses about the VWAP. It's a powerful indicator that if you use it correctly, you know, can make money in the market. It's one of the most watched indicators. Like a lot of people use the 9, the 12, the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, the 37 crossover, whatever it is. And again, that's diluted in terms of how many people are actually watching it. You don't have as much consolidated volume as you do people watching specifically the volume weighted average price, right? And so how was I able to predict this big correctional move here in both Nvidia and the market? Even though it was a small gain, I'm not acting like I'm the greatest trader of all time ever. I'm just trying to show you guys like where my head is here. The reason I'm able to kind of predict this move is because the volume weighted average price has a lot of consolidated interest. So a lot of people watch this purple line right here and this yellow line, which is the 200 EMA. And so when both of these levels are around each other, as well as we have that big support level and Nvidia moves up towards it, the likelihood that we're at least going to get a correction back down in Nvidia, which in turn means a correction back down like we're seeing now in the NASDAQ, is high. The only reason I didn't take larger sizes is because I'm already up hundreds on the day in 30 minutes. And so it just doesn't make sense for me to take that type of risk being up big. Maybe it's the day I should take more risks. But yeah, I hope all of that makes sense, guys. Again, if you want to help support your boy here, check out Apex. This is a 50K funded account. My TOS account's also got, you know, a lot of buying power. We trade on regularly, and we're up hundreds on the day there. And so again, if you want to check it out, if you don't have that much money, trying on Apex instead of putting up thousands and risking thousands is probably a good idea. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. Most day traders lose, and so I think it's probably the same with Apex. Most day traders are going to lose here, but it's a lot cheaper to lose on Apex than it is to risk 5K and lose that, which is what most day traders end up doing. Every day trader thinks they're going to be some savant, and part of it's due to the marketing that a lot of the gurus out there put out. They act like you're just going to get rich if you day trade. They sell courses on nonsense and publicly available content. Most day traders lose, and so limit your risk. Be risk averse. Try a funded account program first. You're still probably going to lose. It's just a lot cheaper. But if you're good enough to pass it, you get hundreds of thousands in funding for a monthly like $40 subscription. So there's pros and cons. But again, they're a sponsor of mine. They pay me money. I'm biased. You want to confirm all of this stuff with them. Here's the link if you want to check it out. I'll probably put some content out. Use coupon code BT if you want to get the max discount. I'll probably start producing some content on day trading and like the volume weighted average price, because again, if you look at Nvidia, that's how we were able to predict this big downward spiral and again this big downward move. So with that said, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all be good. I love you all. Y'all have a great day. Again, be safe out there, guys. We'll be back next week. Is a ridiculously large and busy week. Again, I'm just gonna go through it real quick. Next week, chat, we have major earnings on Monday. So major earnings. What do I mean by major? I mean like McDonald's, Tilray, F5 Networks. We've got a bunch of other earnings Monday. So Monday is probably the slowest day, but regardless of Monday, it's still a busy day. Tuesday, we got a whole gang of stuff. We have ADP, or no, we have the Case-Shiller, CB Consumer Confidence, the JOLTS report. We have earnings-wise on Tuesday, we have SoFi, PayPal, Pfizer, BP, Procter & Gamble in the morning, JetBlue, a bunch of other ones too in the morning. And then in the evening on Tuesday, we got AMD, Microsoft, Starbucks, Pinterest, Caesars, EA, Lemonade, a bunch of other ones. And again, that is plus the JOLTS report, CB Consumer Confidence. Wednesday is easily the busiest day in the market, right? Wednesday next week, we've got a bunch of earnings. Wednesday morning, Boeing, Norwegian Cruise, Wingstop, Kraft Heinz, Altria, Fiverr. We got Meta earnings in the evening. In the evening, we also have the FOMC decision, the Fed report. We have ADP non-farm employment change in the morning, Chicago PMI in the morning. Thursday, we got jobless claims, non-farm productivity, ISM manufacturing and services, or ISM manufacturing. And then we also have Apple, Amazon, a bunch of other earnings. So yeah, it's just a crazy busy week next week. Every single day except for maybe Monday is packed full of stuff. I love you all. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. Again, I'm gonna say this. The market looks very choppy to me right now. Like the market looks pretty. Like it looks sideways. How do we see this? That is the market right now. It's a square box. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys later.